Welcome to Duke TV Online. Very much here in Ikeja, the heart of Lagos. And joining me on the program today to look at the challenges of bookmaking, authoring, and so many other skills. I have here with me Emanuela Edun. Emanuela, welcome to Duke TV Online.
Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure meeting you. Welcome. All right, Emanuela, I understand you're an author. And each time I hear somebody is an author, it touches certain thing in me, probably because I'm equally an author. And I know the experiences and the challenges that are attached to it, especially when it comes to reaping from one's labor or the equally challenging surrounding it. Now, your own experience may be different. We never can tell. So nice having you here today. What are your experiences as an author, and what are the books that you have authored?
Okay, well, I'll start from that. I've authored 8 books so far. I still
8
have
books?
Yes, 8. Yes,
Wonderful.
8 books so far, and some of them are poetry collections. I have 3 poetry collections, and then the rest of them are self-help books.
Okay, so, such as motivational?
Yes, motivational, inspirational books. And, well, work becomes play when you love what you do. So writing for me, it's a calling and it's a hobby. I published my first book in 2011. And that's 14 years now. I actually celebrated it some days ago. September 10th was when I did the launch of my first book. And it's been nice. It's we really don't have a reading culture in Nigeria. You know, we don't have a reading culture.
I was going there.
Yes, we don't. And that is part of my itinerary. I am fighting hard to inculcate reading into teenagers and youth and all that, the love for the interest in reading and all of that, because it is very important. Reading is very important. It broadens our horizon. It refines your mind, you know. It builds you up, especially when you're reading the right materials, you know. It builds you up. It sharpens your intellect. It gives you leverage above the average person. So it's very, very important. So I love what I do. In terms of marketing the books, I do a lot of direct marketing. I don't believe in the word impossible. So I'm like, well, we have, it may be, I wouldn't use the word problematic. I don't know which other word to use now. Okay, let me just say problematic. It might be that we have that because of the lack of the reading culture. It's not easy to just get out there and have people interested in your books, you know, but with tenacity, I've been able to maneuver.
Okay. Oh, thank you very much. All right. I also want to remark that authoring also has this trait, and that is self-gratification. You feel pleased inside you that you are the one that have done this.
Yes.
It's beyond money.
Yes.
Am I right?
Very true. I actually
money.
call them my mental progenies. Yes. So, and these things outlive. The beauty about all these things, it outlives you.
And so if I were any of our viewers, listening to you alone, I want to read your book.
Well.
Yeah, I want to read a book written by somebody speaking like this. Even me, I'm marveled. Welcome once again.
Thank you, sir.
You have some of the books here?
Yes.
Okay, can we see them?
Okay,
one after the other.
This is Fantastic Lines of Wisdom. It's a
Can you come in again? The title?
Fantastic Lines of Wisdom.
Fantastic Lines of Wisdom.
It's an acronym, FLOW.
Wow. Why wouldn't anybody want to read this?
So
because I am aware that nothing ever can you achieve in this mother heart without wisdom.
Yes.
Nothing. And it's so smart looking, not too busy, so easy for anybody to read. Can you see it out there? Fantastic Lines of Wisdom, written by our own Emanuela Edun Adedeji. All right, let's have the other one. Or before that, do you want to say anything briefly about this? Let's hear something about this book.
Well, like its name
Briefly.
implies, Fantastic Lines of Wisdom. It's just about insightful nuggets. I just made them bite-sized, and then it's explanatory as well. So it's just teaching how to, just life, the wisdom of life, how to gain understanding. It's basically from a well of my experiences, and which are both personal things that have happened to me, and then wisdom that I gain from meditation.
Even more so that life itself is so slippery.
Yes,
so
from meditation.
You need wisdom at every point
yes.
to survive.
So this book came about, like I call it my COVID baby, It came from deep introspection, looking into my life and then looking into the insight I got by virtue of meditation,
I was going to mention meditation.
And all of that. Yes, I meditate a lot.
Do you engage in that?
I meditate a lot.
Because as an author, you need that as a weapon.
I meditate. I meditate. Meditating is my forte. I meditate a lot. I swim. I dive.
Is my forte.
I dive.
I like the way you speak grammar. Wallahi. Yeah, I like that. All right. Okay, let's take a look at this. The
mindset of a high-value woman.
The mindset of a high-value. So what's the mindset? Hold it. What's the mindset of a high-value woman?
Well, the mindset of a high-value woman is a mindset of excellence. It's a high-value woman. Let me say, a high-value woman is that woman who is beyond average. Is that woman who has taken time to understand who she is. And why she was created and what she stands for. She's intentional. People equate high value with, on fiscal terms, with money, materialism, and all the material acquisitions, but it goes beyond that. High value cannot be bought. It has to do with your character. So, that the high value woman has an excellent character. And if I'm to go into the Bible, we could call her the Proverbs 31 woman. She's just different. She's classy.
Unique.
She's classy. She understands herself. She knows the purpose for her existence, and she has aligned herself with it. So it's not about money. I've seen several women who are rich.
So such women will not likely be swayed by sight thoughts?
No, they're not swayed by money. They are deep. A high-value woman is deep. She's a woman of depth. She's a woman of wisdom. She's calculative. She's intentional. She's classy. Wow. She doesn't make noise. She's not a noisy person. Wow. She's sworn into impact, positive impact. She lives for impact, not titles. We live in a place, in a climate that they love titles a lot and all of that.
Would you say womanhood would be proud of?
That womanhood, yes. Wow. Yes.
That's interesting. So that's about this book.
That's what this book is about.
I personally want to read that. And this one again,
this is for teenagers, the value-driven teen.
So these are for teenagers.
Yes, for teenagers, yes.
The value-driven teen. So why not, push them into it at this early age?
It's very important.
Talking about cashing them young. So the value-driven teen. So where are we going from here? What's this about?
Well, the value-driven teen is a compendium of insightful nuggets as well. But this time around, the nuggets of wisdom are broken down. They're all by me. I'm a poet, so this is just a compilation of some verses. I just picked here and there and all of that. And then I broke them down. We have actionable steps that you can apply from reading that particular verse. We have inspirational takeaways. So it was layered, broken down for them to really understand whatever it is I am offering them. So it's just wisdom. It has 80 quotes broken down for them. So in it, they see the challenges of not imbibing the quote. They see the consequences. Rather, the consequences, they see the challenges to imbibing and how to maneuver. Then there's the consequences of not imbibing, just like that. So that's what this book is about. So this is
a must read for all teens.
It is. It's a must read for teenagers.
Even for adults.
I could read, if we have time, can I read out again? Okay, now, this is chapter 44, and the quote is, time is a currency.
What's the title of the chapter?
It's just
Okay,
it's just
just
like
chapter
it's just
44.
chapter 44.
All right.
So the quote is: "Time is a currency of this world. Time lost can never be recalled. Procrastination shortens your time, and negligence is a wholesome crime." Now I go on to the key theme. It says the value of time and the detrimental effects of procrastination and negligence. Now we'll go on to analyzing the quote analysis. This poem emphasizes the critical nature of time as a valuable resource that cannot be regained once lost. It warns that procrastination diminishes one's time to act and achieve, while negligence, which is a lack of attention or care, wastes time and opportunities, essentially likening it to a crime against oneself. For teenagers, the message serves as a reminder of the importance of managing time wisely to maximize their potential, and just goes on and on like
Manuela,
that.
it's good that you are not watching me as you read. I was lost.
Oh, well.
In fact, as if we should not stop again.
So that's what
Man, I would definitely, I read a lot. I read a lot. So it's interesting having you here. Can we visit your educational trajectory?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I studied business it affects me now, but for now, I did that. It's an aspect I'm not really in tune with because I did it out of necessity.
You find yourself
Yes,
in it?
I did it out of necessity. But when I discovered myself, when I discovered my purpose, which is in line with all of this, I began to train myself. I attended the UK School for Transformational Leadership and Success Management. I'm a team member of John Maxwell. I'm an alumna of the African Leadership and Development Center of Covenant University, So those are the aspects I want to align with because that is what has really defined who I am right now and what I do. Yes.
So your writing is just purely a gift, an endowment.
Yes, it is, but I had to work on it.
Okay.
We are all gifts. Like, for example, crude oil, if you don't refine it, you can't use it.
Yes, so you are very right. You are very right.
So we need to, I had to work on it. I had to really,
All right.
really
So
prove myself.
let's now talk about reading culture. It's really putting us back. And in terms of the economy, it's very huge. Because I'm trying to, figure the scope of people in a place like America that are engaged in writing and making their living.
Yes.
Because the readership is already out there.
Yes.
Do you understand? And they do it with a lot of honesty here, even if your books are sold. You are not too sure you are getting the return as accurately as it should be. So let's discuss that. How do we? It's an avoidable problem, economic problem. The way I look at it, that people cannot just write and earn their living there. Myself too, I've done 6 books, and most of these books you can't read and just look the other way. You cannot. They are so engaging. One of my books, Dilemma of a Detective, in 2008.
Wow, that's a nice title.
Yeah, in 2008, when Punch newspaper was reviewing it, I can get you the clip when they said this book is so engaging, filled with suspense, that if you have something serious to do, don't pick this book because you won't be able to drop it until you get to the last page. That is the way Punch newspaper reviewed my book. That's Dilemma of a Detective. You read Self-Made Lunatic. You can't.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
very punchy titles.
Yeah. And you mean that the one thing about there's one that called Traverse of a Copper. One wonderful thing about that book, that once you are a copper and you read it, you think you are being written about.
Wow.
Like that I'm writing about you. That's where you feel, because it will just relate with you perfectly.
Perfectly.
You can imagine the level of creativity that will have brought that about. So that is, we have Elephant and the Tortoise for children.
For children.
Because we also, in our folk land, we have this story about elephant and the tortoise. The elephant
I read all those folklores
going to
growing
the
up.
forest to lured an elephant to come and become a king.
The tortoise is legendary.
But the process, detail by detail, how the tortoise was able to do it was not really captured. In that book, I captured it.
Okay.
Why he left, why they needed the elephant in the first place, and the gifts, attached to it, or his demand. You trust the tortoise. The demand he attached to him being able to bring an elephant that a lot of hunters, reputable hunters, cannot, because those one can only bring a dead elephant. But the tortoise promised that he will bring a live elephant and he will bring the forest. So how he did it, process by process, was captured in that book. Of course, everything is, what do you call it, fabricated.
Yes, yeah.
It's folklore, just to entertain the children and the readership. So, in that book, also have a Lady Goes to London, but that one I've not released it. Okay. It's the only one I've not released. And then I have another one, Step to Success.
Okay.
So, that one, step by step, if I took it step by step, as according to the title, that you need the minimum education of a school cert or OND, the minimum. And I also insisted there that not having this does not mean you cannot succeed, but it's good to have it in the minimum.
As a pedestal.
Then what are the attributes you need to acquire in life to make you go far, such as honesty, hard work, tenacity,
soft skills,
perseverance, stuff like that. Everything was analyzed in that book. Then what are the partners you need? I'm talking of teamwork. Then I'm also talking of prayers through God.
Yeah.
So those ones will also be partners in your journey. So all these things, about 7 steps like that, I highlighted in the book, is there. And people, when I publish, people do buy, because as I'm talking to you now, I don't have any copy except personal copies that I just keep. So people are buying, but the rigor of printing, because even publishers these days is a problem. I don't want to go there. But if you have the gift of printing, and even the trouble of printing, the cost of materials, and the reasonable price you may need to sell for it to move in the market, all these are so challenging. So, and that's why what we need to discuss now is how do we sell books to encourage potential authors and potential authors. How do we sell books vis-a-vis the online option? So I want us to discuss.
Well, the online option is actually very good now because it enables the spread faster than even the hard copy. Even though I have this in the US. Someone carried it from here to there, and they love it over there and all of that. So that online makes the spread faster and easier. Now, selling this, it's quite a Herculean task, really. It is. So one needs a lot of mental fortitude to be able to do it. But I have this no retreat, no surrender kind of approach when I'm selling my books.
You are still.
I do.
You don't bend.
I don't bend.
Or at least not easily.
So I don't, because a lot of people go into the market, try to market their stuff. Initially, when I wanted to author my first book, Pondering Whispers, I went to a particular publishing firm, and I was told I was going to be given 10% royalty. And I said, what, 10%?
10%.
My brain power, everything, and you're giving me 10%. I was angry, and then I left and made up my mind that I was going to go into self-publishing. And it was the best decision. So for me, I don't give in, because I feel this is good for you, this is good for your school. I deal for this now I deal with schools, and even for this, teenager youths can read this, and you need this. You really need this, So I'm very intentional about marketing my stuff. I don't give in. I don't give up, and like they said, it's with patience, the stone you can boil it to become soft. So with patience, I've been able to break through. I've been able to break through and make some gains.
In my own experience, selling may not be too difficult like that. I do find a way of selling them. Losing finding time to, you have to be in charge. And one thing about me, I don't know if it is general, is I always find fault. I always want to review the book. So you have to scatter it all over again, do editing, then looking for, all the, and this computer of a thing. You must be patient. Your computer and your girl when you are dealing with it. So, and I have other conflicting engagements. So I think majorly that's so if I'm able to have these copies, hard copies, I will sell them. I always do. But coming up with them is not easy. And now the materials are
very, very costly.
And you don't want to put too much price on it in order not to discourage people. So you understand? So that dilemma is there. That's why I'm saying we should look at the online option. Why not ruling out the hard copy entirely?
Well, some people actually love the hard copies. They can't.
They want to not only to read, they want to keep.
And
some people want to develop their library.
And reading the hard copy is actually different from reading the soft copy, because sometimes you could be reading and then this one distraction or the other can just take you away.
Soft copy is like an optional reading. You are not really committed.
Yes, with this you can make notes, you can outline and all of that.
Yes. It's all right. It's also nice having you around. They're so revealing, saying all this or sharing all this with our viewers. I hope you'll be back again to be part of our program here.
Yes.
I wish you all the best.
Amen.
In your authorship journey. I wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir. And you
too,
sir.
But let me assure you, you're not doing too badly.
Thank you, sir. You too, sir. Thank you,
You're
sir.
welcome.
Yes, sir.